Today I'm going to show how I save the default settings in Macs so they won't keep reverting back to their hard-coded settings or values. And what I mean is if we grab a vertice and go to Weld, it's going to be 39 thousandths every time. Even if you set this to say 3 thousandths, click OK, and you think, oh, I'm good. It's only gonna remember the settings to this square box. So if we go and make another box right next to it and go back, convert this to an editable poly, and go to our vertex and go to weld, it will be back at 39 thousandths. And it gets annoying when you got to keep changing your settings over and over. Especially your extrude and inset and all them settings that you want to remember. So we do this. I have talked to people at Autodesk, and there's no fancy settings hidden somewhere to where it'll save permanent. You can't even go to the config file somewhere and edit it. This is basically the only way I have found. And to do this, we got to use a Mac. We got to make a script. It's real easy to do, and I'm going to show you. I wish there was an easier way, but there isn't. I'm just going to start with a fresh scene. And what we want to do is turn on the macro script listener. So make sure you turn this on. And this is a really cool function of Macs, because it shows you the code that Max is writing or reading behind the scenes for every move that you do. So I'm going to convert this to an editable poly, grab a vertex, and we'll hit the weld settings, and here's our 39 thousandths. So we're going to set this to read 3 thousandths. I'll click OK, and right here's the line of code we want. This is the only line that we need out of this for now. Delete that. Do not leave your cursor blinking out here. Make sure it's under here when you go next, because we need to do some more settings, because you're not just going to want to weld, because we're going to want to set up I like to set up the extrude distance, because this is way too far for my taste. I'm going to say 1 inch. Click OK, and right here it is. Face extrude height, we want just that little bit of code. So we're going to cut that out of there. Copy and paste, however you want to do it. Paste that underneath there. Now all this stuff again here is garbage. Let's get rid of it. And we can just keep adding things here. You can go on, indefinite. We'll set the inset. We'll set it to say 100 thousandths. Click OK, and once again, there is our inset amount. We do not need this. Alright, and what I'm going to do is we need to move this down some. We got to make room, because you could make a button from this right now and it would work, but you would have to still do some manual things. You'd have to convert to editable poly and then select one of your selections over here. So we might as well just add that to our little script that we're making to make it even better. And same thing, all we're going to do is repeat the function here, convert to editable poly, and as soon as we do it, there's the line of code we want. So grab that, I'm going to cut that, and we want that up above, because we know we want to run that first. That has to happen first before any of this will happen. So that's first. Then once this is converted, then you're going to want to have it select one of these selections here, and we need that line of code, which is this line here. Same thing, I'm just going to cut that out of there, paste it underneath because we know we want that to happen second. We can hit the delete key here to remove that, and we can delete this. Now this is what we need, so we're gonna left click, drag, and highlight it all like we have been, and then once again, once you get it all highlighted, then you're going to want to left click, drag, come up here in the shelf, anywhere up in here, just drop it in, and you should get a little icon like that, and we should test it right now before we do anything else. So let's delete that ball out of there. We'll get us a box, come up here, let's test our button. The one we just made, we'll click on it, and look, editable poly, it's got the vertex set up, and if we grab this, and if we did things right, when we hit the weld settings, it should be set at 3 thousandths, and it is. Sweet. And same thing for the face. If we go to extrude, what was it, 1 inch? Yep, perfect. Okay, so what I did, so I wouldn't have to keep running up here every time, I had my hotkey set up for Alt and the T button to convert to editable poly. So I just pretty much swapped all that out, so all this happens in one press of the button, and I will show you how to do that. You can close this out for now, go back up here to your icon, and if you right click on it, you get some options here. Edit button appearance, and we might as well do that first. And if you come in here, there's a whole bunch of things you can select from. I'm just going to select any of them and grab this one, even though it don't make any sense at all. And there it just changed over to that icon. And we need to edit the macro script. The window popped up over here, and mine's not coming up, so I need to close these out, reclose this, go back up here again, right click on our button, hit edit macro script. Okay, and there's the exact code that we saved in there. The only thing, okay, here's the tricky part. We're going to want to assign this to a hotkey like I was saying, and to do that you can come over here to right click and go to customize, and that will load the user interface. We'll go to keyboard, and also this menu is accessed through customize, and right here too you can click here too, same menu, just to save confusion. And in here right now, this script that we made is named, I believe it's going to be named macro 1. It'll be named macro something. They name it default. Yeah, macro 1. These are some other ones that I've made already. I deleted my macro 1, so that's why it's like that, but they have it named macro 1, and we could vary this. Macro 1 is this exact command that we just, the same script we made, so we could actually go over here and assign a hotkey to it and be done. But after you get a bunch of macros, you're going to be like, I'd like to be able to name it, and that's what I wanted to show you. To name it, you actually, right in between here under tooltip, you click that, you type in whatever you want to name it, and make sure that you click file and save. Once you name it, we'll name it, I'll just name it anything, and save. And you have to it won't update. You have to actually shut Max off and reload 3D Max for it to update in the list. And most of you guys will just end up leaving it named Macro 1 because, you know, you probably only have a couple. So you can, you know, as long as it's just you, you always remember that. But I figured it'd be nice to show how to actually put the name in case you wanted to get fancy. So we'll go back up here, custom user interface, like I said, same thing. Okay, and search for haha, and there it is. Oops, right there. Now we can very easily assign it to a hotkey, whatever you like. Like I said, mine was Alt-T, and I'm not going to do that because my hotkeys are already assigned, but I just wanted to show you how the naming worked. And I already have all this made already. I'm just going to close out of there. This little icon right here is what, this is mine that I made already before the video. It does the same thing. I'm going to delete the button that we made. And also, if you want to know how to delete the stuff out of here, we have to go back in to our user interface and find, there it is right there, and you want to right click on it, edit macro script, go in here, delete all this, and then save it, close out, and once again you have to shut off Max and restart it, and once you restart it will delete itself out of here. This will be gone then. There's no other way of doing it. You have to restart. But anyhow, this is my button, and like I was showing you guys, it's pretty sweet. We can hit that and go to Weld, and our threshold set up perfect, and no more having to retype all that out. And I'm going to make a video here about how to save your default settings and all these modifiers too, which you could do it with the same way we just made that macro, but there's actually a script on ScriptSpot, and I'm going to show you how it works. I've got it already set up, and there's symmetry, and it's perfect. The weld threshold's at 3,000s. Normally it would be way too high again. It'd be trying to weld everything together, and once again this saves more time. It's with a custom script, and yeah, I'll show you that in the next video. Hope this helps somebody. You guys have a good one. Later.